We have it written in the law you can rape black women.
Where?
But we've never been a racist country.
Where? You can't say that. You can't say that without showing me proof. Allow me to just lay it on you thick, because I've been doing this YouTube thing for a couple years now, and over time we've discussed how many people are so dedicated to the craft of spouting absolute nonsense to protect or promote their insert group here, and how when you just take the time to listen to what they have to say, you realize what they're saying is the dumbest shit on the planet. But they're so proud of what they're saying that they feel the need to want compensation for what it is that they're saying. And some people are dumb enough to actually give them money for it, and they go into these different areas and spout this nonsense to people who are dumb enough to actually consider to themselves, this is actually informative information for myself. But I think today I've reached my apex, because no, this ain't clickbait. This ain't a distraction for something else. It is not something to bring up some ad campaign to talk about how bad something is. No, you have a guy who's been paid for things like this, going into a room and telling people that there is somewhere a law that allows you to a black woman. UCSF invited Dante King to give a talk on diagnosing whiteness. He says whites are psychopaths and discusses the delusion and perversion of whiteness. He also claims it's written in the law that you could rape black women. Now, I am somebody who's never read the Declaration of Independence. I've never read the Constitution. I've never really seen any historical moment in time other than 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm willing to believe that what this man is saying is not true. But you know what? Let's hear him out.
Whites are psychopaths.
Right out the
and
gate.
Their behavior represents an underlying biologically transmitted proclivity with roots deep in their evolutionary history.
Now look, I'm no scientist, but where in the molecular structure and the DNA am I supposed to believe what he is saying? Because you know what? If I'm to believe that, I have to believe the guy who came on my stream about 2 years ago and said it was in black people's DNA to be violent. I think that's a crock of shit, but, you know, maybe I'm crazy.
How many of you could see the proclivity that evolved deep within the evolutionary history of whiteness by show of hands? How many of you could see it? Some people are sitting here, oh no, I don't want to raise my hand. That's called denial.
It's denial to hear somebody say something and think, I don't think I want to raise my hand to that.
Discussion about the delusion and the perversion of whiteness. Say this with me. Culture in America is a legal, economic, and moral institution.
Cards on the table. I don't think is moral, nor is it legal, nor is it an economic institution. I don't believe that to be the case. I don't see it as the case. And I'm still waiting to see what this has to do about diagnosing whiteness.
So we have it written in the law, you can rape black women.
Where?
But we've never been a racist country.
Where? You can't say that. You can't say that without showing me proof. You gotta show me proof of something like that. Because when you make it abundantly clear that you say it's written into law that you can rape specifically black women, you have to show proof of that. And if you don't, you make this out to be stupid. Please.
This goes beyond gaslighting.
You're gaslighting.
And it's rooted in psychological delusion.
You have psychological delusion. Where is it written into law that you could do that?
And I'm not seeking agreement from white people.
It's clear.
At all. I don't prioritize whiteness or white people in my work in that way.
So you are lying to yourself, because you're here to diagnose whiteness. So white people are primarily your ticket to understanding and speaking.
Turn to your neighbor and say, as much as we want to talk about how bad anti-blackness is, it is the foundation of all white American institutions.
I don't care about any of this. I don't. Where's the part where it's written that you can rape black women? Where would I be able to find this? Citation, please. Where would I be able to find something like this? That is something you need a citation for. And if you don't have it, if you don't want me to see that, you don't say something like that. This is why so many people have a problem with these experts going around charging people thousands of dollars on classes on how to dismantle whiteness, because they say the most obscene shit under the planet and nobody check them.
I think whites are psychopathic. I think there are many lies, the level of lying that white people.
Let me ask y'all a question. Who lying harder? White people or the dude who just said there's a law that you can rape black women? Please pick out who's the liar here. Please, I'm begging y'all, because this is crazy to me.
People do that has started since colonialism. We're just used to it. Teenagers, young people that are going out and committing home invasions and hitting women over the head with objects and stealing their purses. I want you to just say that's just human nature.
No.
If you're sitting here.
No. That's not It's not human nature. That's theft. If I took that tie off your head, that'd be theft. If I took your lotion that you put on your bald head, that'd be theft. That's not human nature.
Here you're going, wow, he sounds really pro-black. I am. And for all you white people who are unwilling to admit that you're pro-white, you're just not saying it.
What would you say for folks who may say that your work is considered to be reverse racism?
Honest question.
I don't make room for that.
Yes, you do. You just did. You spent the whole time doing it. Oh my God. If this is the layers in which people got to operate to prove to themselves that they're somehow beacons of hope, and all they do is spread nonsensical hate, then we're not ever gonna get anywhere. And people know that, but for some reason it's tap dancing. For some reason this is acceptable to say things like that. And then when you get called on it and say, oh, I don't make room for that. You just created a space for that. And you get paid for it. Nobody bothers to check them because they'll sit there and cry about how racist it is that you critique them. That is stupid. Nobody will sit there and listen to that and think, this guy makes a lot of sense. This guy knows what it means to exist in the world and how to dismantle all this hatefulness. Where could I possibly find something that states there is current law, because it makes it seem like there's current law that says you could just sexually assault somebody? Not somebody, specifically black women. At what point can we actually come to an understanding that some people are just trying to play on others' emotions, whether it be big corporations or just a regular guy hoping to get a quick buck off somebody? Individuals have the ability to play on emotions of others, and it don't matter if they white, black, Asian, gay, trans, bisexual, straight. It don't matter. Everybody got the ability to do it because they notice we live in a world where a lot of people are sympathetic, but because they don't know how to handle their emotions, they will either give money or give likes and retweets to somebody else so that they can get that money and recognition and revenue, because it's easier to do that instead of just saying, hey, can you show me anywhere in law, in any state, any city, any jurisdiction, any school district where it is okay or it is law to rape a black woman? And before you try to straw man me and bring up any example of how the justice system has failed a black woman, cards on the table, guess what? I'm probably going to agree with you that there are women out there who have been fucked over by the justice system. That is not law that makes it okay to rape a black woman. That is shitty justice system that needs to be changed and structured to take care of a victim instead of having victims feel scared to come forward about being assaulted by people. But what we ain't gonna fucking do is confuse the two and make them the same, because no way under the sun is that ever going to fly or make any lick of sense. At what point, especially for you for the people individuals gonna realize that a lot of people are not on your side and they just want a quick buck. Their focus is this weird layer of division that makes some sense in their mind, and because nobody's gonna check them, they think it's perfectly acceptable because no one's gonna check me, and if they do, I'm just gonna sit there and say that they're pro-white or they're racist or they're conservative or they're tap dancing, because that's easier than having a conversation that's actually factual and not some weird propaganda that you got paid to spew in front of a bunch of gullible motherfuckers. I hope this stops at some point, but because I'm aware that there are some emotionally unintelligent individuals out there who grasp at this type of content and say, oh my God, it is very informative that you're telling me there's a law out there that you cannot cite where it's somehow okay to Black women, we're going to have to show more of these examples to beat it into individuals' heads that you cannot be believing a scammer when they're promoting scams in front of your face as truth. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. The easiest solution is common conversation, but because dipshits like this try to hold all of it by themselves, we won't get anywhere. So I'm glad I'm here to say, fuck all that.